So how that boy say? He say, hips too smooth. You know how to bring out the West Lib, the no fly zone. Yeah. What's going on, guys, man? Shout out to my boy Ty, man. He hit me up, asked if I could answer a couple questions for him, man. So you know I had to tap in with the boy, man, my bro, man. We met, reached out to each other a couple years back in 2018, man. Always been a solid dude, man, and he's a brother to me for real, man. And I'm gonna just go ahead, get right into it, man. We talking a little bit of football, got a little bit of football questions here, man. So question number one, man, and I feel like all these questions, these are for you young cats, man, high schoolers going into college, maybe some guys that are already in college, man. Man, Ty's giving out some good info, so tap in with him, man. He asked me some great questions, and I'm just hoping I can pass off some of this to some of the young guys or anybody that's in college right now. So let's get to it. Question number one. How was your underclassmen experience at West Liberty, man? And that's a great question because coming out of high school, man, everybody's, you know, now they say him. Everybody's him, you know what I'm saying? So you go to college and you think like, man, you're just going to kill it. But in reality, man, there's only like a few freshmen that really go in there and really do that. And I wasn't one of them, man. And it was, for me as an underclassman, especially my freshman year, it was tough, man, getting adjusted to how the coaches coach, understanding that that's their livelihood, that's their job. So they don't care, man. They'll bench you real quick. They'll talk to you anyway real quick. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, they got to feed their family, man. So if you ain't winning football games, you ain't got no job as a coach, you know what I'm saying? So young bulls coming out of high school going in, you got to understand, man, this is a business, man. It ain't like how it is in high school. A lot of us from high school, we're coming from good communities, you know what I mean? And everybody in the community is taking care of you. And that's how it was for me. We had a great community here where I'm from, man. All the families were in the clubs. They loved the football team. So you were always well taken care of. So when I went to college, man, it was a big culture shock, man. And it was tough, man, just getting adjusted to people, new faces. The coaching was completely different. You got so many dogs that are old grown men, you know what I'm saying, 22 years old, and they don't care about some young kid that's coming in that was this crazy at his high school. Now they're looking to kill you every day. And I learned that real quick. So life as an underclassman, it was tough. You had to learn quick, man. And that's just speaking from me. So be humble, man, and always keep your ear open, ready to learn as soon as you get in there, man. That's key. Question number two. Ty said, how did you become a dog? And I appreciate that question, man. I appreciate you showing love, man, for real. And man, it wasn't easy, man. Like I said, coming in, it was really hard to adjust. And I remember me specifically, I was always like arguing with the coaches, just doing stupid stuff, man, like walking off the field and all that type of stuff because I didn't believe they had like they believed in me or anything like that. But I had to quickly realize that like it wasn't them and it was me. I had to realize like what was I doing wrong and stuff like that. So I had to look in the mirror, man. And I would say one of the biggest things for football, man, the game is 90% mental, 10% physical, man. I wasn't the biggest guy, you know what I mean, on the field. So one thing I would do, every single day I was done with class, I was in my coach's office just watching film. I was in there for at least an hour, just watching film, and looking at tendencies. It was so key. One of the biggest things for me, I'm just speaking from a defensive back standpoint, man, third down. That's the money down right there, man, because third and medium, you know, the offense is trying to get to the stick. So I would always think about that. And I would always like to consider myself a gambler, man. Like, I was always jumping on routes. That was me because I just knew in film, according to the film, this is what they were going to do. So I don't care what's going on. That's what I'm going to do, man. And another thing, man, I had went through so much early that I just got to the point where like I didn't care anymore. You know what I mean? So it was just like, dude, I'm going to just go out here and play. And shout out to all my dogs, man, at West Lib for that always believed in me, man. There was a bunch of guys out there that, even though I felt I was terrible, for some reason they thought I was like Revis or something, and I'm giving up touchdowns every game, but they still believed in me. So always have a good group of guys around you, man. That is key too, man, having people that believe in you, man. But nonetheless, question number 3, he said, how did you get 7 picks in one season? So for one, like I said, man, just realizing what I was doing wrong. You got to be a man at the end of the day. Look yourself in the mirror. What are you doing wrong? Are you showing up on time? Are you watching film? Are you working hard in the weight room? Are you working hard in practice? Are you showing up on time to practice? So that was another thing for me. And then also, man, I was really small. So I want to give a shout out to my dog, James Frisbee. If he ever comes across this video, shout out to James Frisbee at Fast over there in Winchester, man. He reached out to me and he just kept contacting me. Hey, man, you need to come out here and work out. Come out here and work out. So, yeah, it's 90% mental, 10% physical. But, yeah, you got to make sure your body's right. You got to make sure that you can endure the season. You got to make sure that you ain't going to be hurt or anything like that. My dog, Lucas, he said the best ability is availability. You know what I mean? So that was like one of few years I didn't get hurt playing because I busted my butt every single day, man. So film and just working hard and being honest, be coachable, man. Like, and always remember, the game of football is not everything. It's not everything, man. So if you give up a play or anything like that, forget about it. You know what I'm saying? It ain't that serious. Like, your family still love you. Your boys still gonna love you. Go out there and have fun, man. Film, work hard, man, and be coachable. Do the things you can control. I know it sounds cliche, but that's what it is. So question number 4, he said, what was your game prep? So game prep for me, man, I would try and dial in as much as I could. Honestly, man, I was always nervous before every game. Like, nervous to almost, like, I would almost kind of pass out. Like, I was always nervous. We could be playing a team that was 0 and 100. I was going to be nervous going into that game. But nonetheless, I always try to find that that happy medium. Obviously, I'm a God-fearing man, so I would pray, stuff like that. I would always pray that God watched over both teams, you know what I'm saying? Even though I was always talking crazy on that field, I always would pray that no one would seriously get hurt, you know what I mean? But my game prep, man, I knew that I worked hard in practice and I watched a lot of film coming up, so always confident going into game day, man. Like, always confident, man. So that was really just my game prep for real. How did you practice? This is question 5. How did you practice? What was your approach when it came to practice? So, man, I would, I mean, at the end of the day, it's practice, man. Word to AI. We're talking about practice. But nah, for real. So you got things in practice you don't like, and then you got things in practice you like. At the end of the day, you got to work hard in every single aspect. If there's something that you don't like doing, conditioning, just try and be first, man. I ain't going to sugarcoat it and say, oh, I love practice because, man, I have my days. So I would just, like, look forward to the things I liked, you know, like, I liked team. I loved 7-on-7 because it was always throwing and you had that chance to, like, get an interception in practice and stuff. You know, the boys would get lit in practice. So, like, nonetheless, I would approach practice every day for real like a game. And I know that sounds cliche as well. One of the coaches at West Lib, when we were redshirted, he always used to say, hey, this is your game day. Every day is your game day. Show yourself. So that's just kind of how we approached it, man. All of us, the guys, man, we approached every practice like a game day, man. That's really what it is. So work hard. Don't take it for granted because I was on vacation with a couple of the guys from West Lib, from college, man, and we were just sitting there reminiscing it, you know what I mean? Talking about them days at practice where we would just joke around and all that stuff, the good and the bad. So don't take it for granted, man. Work hard every single day and just enjoy the moment, live in the moment, man. I know all this sounds cliche, but I'm just being for real and talking from experience. And then the last question number 6, it says, after you got that 7-pick season, what were some of the challenges? And that's a phenomenal question, man. Obviously, you come out, have an All-American season, you are on a super high. Like, you honestly feel untouchable. And as humble as I wanted to be, like deep down in my heart, I just really felt like untouchable, man. Like I just really felt like, man, I was invincible and nothing can happen to me. But the next season, I only ended up having 2 picks, you know what I mean? And it's like, you ain't gonna go crazy every single year, man. It just doesn't happen. Teams figure you out. Like these coaches are like 30, 40, 50 years old, man. They've been watching the game of football before we were even born, playing it before we were even born. So you gotta know, man, like people are gonna figure you out. And man, it's crazy. So that was kind of like, man, like that I was like, man, am I not good enough? But in reality, man, I thought when I thought about it, man, still played well, you know what I mean? But I just had to come to the realization that, man, a 7-pick year ain't gonna happen every single year. It's just impossible, you know what I mean? But another thing that was a huge challenge to me, man, when there's success, there's always gonna be hate. There's always going to be people there that are going to hate on you. And I wouldn't say like just a couple examples. I don't know if these people were hating on me, but like just my mind, I would have people come up to me and be like, man, Ojo, like what happened? What is you doing? Like what happened to you, man? Last year you was doing this and that. And like now, man, it ain't happening. And I was just like, dang, man, like, man, that hurts. You know what I'm saying? Like, why are y'all coming at me? You know what I mean? But so that's another thing, man. People are going to change up, but you always just got to stay true to yourself. Stay true to the guys that really love you, because the guys that really love me, man, like my homies, my day ones, they never said anything like that to me. They just kept encouraging me, and they kind of knew too from the outside looking in, like, hey, man, like going crazy 7 picks in a year, that ain't always going to happen. So my advice to you guys, man, my good buddy Ty, my boy, my brother, man, Ty Holmes, he always used to tell me, man, good or bad, stay even, man. If it goes bad, stay here. If it goes good, stay here. You know what I mean? Always stay even, you know what I mean? Because if something bad happens, man, you can go crazy the next play. If something good happens, you can get humbled the next play, which has happened to me plenty of times, man. So, man, those are just some of my words of advice, man. I want to once again thank Ty for calling me, reaching out to me, just asking me to be a part of what he got going on, man. And I love it so much, man, what you're doing, Ty. I love you, bro. It's an honor for you to reach out to me, man. Like I said, once you reached out to me from the jump, I was blessed to even have met you, man. And I just thank you what you're doing, man, because I kind of wish, like, when I was coming up, there was somebody that was just getting on social media, being positive, like how you are talking, like, man, guys, get in the film room. Let's go over these concepts. Excuse me. And stuff like that, just sharing his thoughts, man. That's big, man. And I really think that this is going to take off to a crazy level, man. You just keep staying down. You know what I mean? And once again, Todd, thank you, man. And young bulls, man, when you're going into college, just know it's a business to these coaches. So if I'm you, consider it a business as well. And another thing, man, when I was in college, man, there was plenty of times where I wanted to quit, you know what I mean? And I would say to you guys, never quit. And I know the transfer portal, it's jumping nowadays, you know what I'm saying? Don't be too quick to get into that transfer portal, man. Stay down, man, because you never know. They could redshirt you, they could bench you after your first year, but you keep grinding that next year, you could be a GOAT, you know what I'm saying? So just stay down, man. I seen something over the weekend. It said a winner is a loser that never gave up. You know what I mean? So my advice to you guys, man, never give up, man. You know what I mean? Keep going. God bless you, Ty. I appreciate you for reaching out to me. And one more time, he said a hips too smooth. God bless, my brother.